there, I'm Macy, one of Miss Marana's G12 students. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about polyesters, which is basically a generalized term for any fabric or textile, but we'll get into that later. First things first, polyesters is a category of polymers that contain the ester functional group in every repeat unit of their main chain. Too much too fast? Alright, let's backtrack a little. So, what is a polymer? To be able to understand what polymer really is, we need to understand the basic concept of monomers first. A monomer is a molecule that can be bonded to other identical molecules to form a polymer. If a monomer is a link in a chain, a polymer is the chain it creates. It's a large molecule made up of two or more repeating monomers put together. The process of joining many monomers into a single polymer is called polymerization. Moving on, polymers are used a lot in society. Whether you realize it or not, they have become a part of our everyday life and can be found everywhere. Today, we will be discussing the more common types of polymers, specifically two kinds of polyesters called polyethylene terephthalate and polylactic acid. Let's start with the former. Polyethylene terephthalate is formed through a process called condensation reaction between the compounds ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid, both with 2 hydroxyl and 2 carboxyl functional groups respectively. These functional groups create the ester link that would bind the molecules together. The process will then continue, creating longer polyethylene terephthalate chains with thousands and thousands of repeating monomers in a single molecule. As you probably would have guessed, because this is a condensation process, water or H2O is produced as a byproduct. We can also create polyethylene terephthalate molecules with different properties by manipulating and changing the variables of the reaction process, like the level of heat or the type of catalyst used. This polymer's ability to be easily modified is one of the reasons why it has so many real-life applications. It is most commonly used as a fiber or as a material for making things like bottles for soft drinks. It also has a nickname, by the way. When it is being used as a fiber to make clothes, polyethylene terephthalate is often just called polyester, or sometimes also known as terylene. And when it is used to make plastic bottles, it is referred to as PET. Now, onto the second example of polyesters used for plastic, PLA or the polylactic acid. Have you wondered what tea bags or biodegradable plastics are made of? Well, I'm telling you now, they are made out of polylactic acid, a molecule prepared by various polymerization processes, including polycondensation or ring-opening condensation mechanisms with lactic acid as its monomer. The lactic acid itself is usually taken from fermented plant starch, such as corn, cassava, sugarcane, or sugar beet pulps. Just like PET, the reactant lactic acid undergoes esterification with the carboxylic acid and hydroxyl groups, forming an ester linkage. How does this happen, you ask? Simple. Expose it to microwaves and it'll polymerize itself. Since PLA is biodegradable, it is widely used in the field of medicine. Examples include tablet coatings that can be digested in the stomach, sutures in dermatology, and implants like medical plates, pins, screws, and wires that are used to repair bone fractures. In a nutshell, both PET and PLA are polymers that serve as a synthetic plastic material. So, what differentiates them from one another? There is one green answer to this question. Let me explain. PLA is made from plant starch such as tapioca and corn. Thus, the plastic is renewable. On the other hand, PET plastics are made using fossil fuel-derived feedstocks, which not only make them non-renewable, but also a contributor to pollution and climate change. Subsequently, PLAs have a lower carbon footprint, emitting about 75% less greenhouse gases throughout their production than PETs. And lastly, because PLA is biodegradable, it is much easier to compose and discard. PETs, on the other hand, though recyclable, almost always end up in landfills or oceans. In conclusion, both PLA and PET are plastics universally used in society for a wide range of reasons. That being said, the former presents itself as the more sustainable and eco-friendly option. What about you? If you had a choice, which one would you use? And with that final question, you've reached the end of my video. Thank you for watching and have a nice day!